It's time for the Art Connection of East Texas. The Art Connection of East Texas is sponsored by Valorosa Designs and Gallery in Tyler's Bergfeld Center. Now let's welcome your host and co-host of the Art Connection of East Texas, Nita Fran Ward and Cindy Trimble.
Good morning. This is ACET, Art Connection of East Texas. We have some powerful women in the studio this morning.
Yes,
good morning,
we do.
Cindy.
Good morning.
And with us is our former and lovely mayor, Barbara Bass.
Good morning.
Good morning. And her lovely sister, whom we've just met, BonnieTincture. Tincture, T-I-N-C-H-E-R, Tincture.
Yes.
And Bonnie is a registered nurse at Mother Francis. And with us also is Donna Sledge, who is an artist at Hideaway. And Donna is going to talk to us a little later because she's going to be one of the artists at the opening of the Hideaway art show today at Valorosa.
What a morning we have lined up.
We have a wonderful morning lined up. And first of all, we want to say thank you to our sponsors. And I want to say this to Brad at Burkeville Insurance Agency. In the Tyler Today magazine, there was a beautiful picture of him and his wife and their baby. And I encourage people to go and read that because she said some of the most wonderful things about being a mother. And I want to read this. She said, "Becoming a mother has shown me Christ's love in his children more than anything. And it is something I'm thankful for every day." So for all you moms out there, happy Mother's Day. And for all you fathers out there, you better do something wonderful.
Well, and Brad was kind enough, we had mentioned on the show a couple weeks ago, him sharing some family photos from the Bergfeld Center back in the day, like in the 40s. And we were able to get those posted on our Facebook page. So go check those out for sure. They're worth seeing.
Yes, they're great. And also we want to thank Gold Leaf Gallery. And we are going to actually interview Gold Leaf Gallery, Tracy Brevard. We're going to interview her on May the 21st. So put that on your calendar and listen in because she's a lovely, lovely lady.
May's going to be a very busy month.
It is. And we want to welcome our new sponsors, Carla Salih of Silver Linings Antiques and Shelba Johnson of Royal Passage Antiques. And this is what we'd like to say about them. Owning a piece of past times, a true antique reflecting quality of craftsmanship and beauty, completes the decor of any home, whether eclectic, modern, or traditional. You can find those treasures, and they are treasures, at two shops in the Bergfeld Center. Visit Carla at Silver Lining Antiques at the corner of 8th and Broadway, and Shelba Johnson of Royal Passage Antiques at 113 East 7th.
Well, and both antique shops are full of special pieces. They're thoughtfully displayed, lots of little treasures, and you just never know what you're going to find. It's truly an adventure into the past, and to come and visit them at Bergfeld Center.
Yes. I went in the other day, and I found out from Shelba, she goes to Europe twice. I said, "Where do you get all of this?" And she said she goes to Europe twice and brings things back from Europe, and they are absolutely treasures.
We just had a tour bus coming in from Oklahoma, coming in and specifically looking at all of the antiques and all that we had right there at the Bergfeld Center. It's a unique shopping experience.
Okay, Cindy, you have a couple of announcements this morning. I want to talk specifically about our interview of the Longview Museum of Fine Arts.
Absolutely. We are honored and pleased to announce that Jacques Rodrigue is going to be here on behalf of his father's foundation, the Georges Rodrigue, the big blue dog, famous painting that we're all so in love with and infatuated with. We actually went to the Longview Museum of Art here just a couple of weeks ago and saw the show, heard the stories, and all new inspiration. And he's kind enough to be joining us on May 28th, along with Tiffany, who's the curator there at the Longview Museum of Art. So it's going to be a spectacular show on May 28th. And that Blue Dog show, I know it's not just the Blue Dog, but it's all of the Georges Rodrigue collection from the private estate that's going to be showing through June 25th. So do take advantage and go see that.
On May 14th, which is next Saturday, we are interviewing Derek Frazier and Kelsey Bailey from the Tyler Museum of Art, and they're actually coming because they're going to be talking about the summer programs for the children, and that's why we have them on. And I really, grandparents and parents, I encourage you to enroll your children in art art classes this summer if they have some extra time, because it will be a valuable opportunity for them.
Well, and next Saturday is a special day. Tyler is very honored to have 10-year-old Alexis Bordell coming. I'm going to be with her, with her at the Liberty Hall next May 14th at 10 a.m. And Alexis is going to be sharing her story as a medical refugee whose powerful message leads the battle for the use of medical cannabis, and it's saving the lives of children, and especially here in Texas. And you want to come and hear this young 10-year-old speak. She will definitely change your heart. So I'm excited to be with her next Saturday,
Yes.
10 a.m.
Well, boy, we went through that, didn't we?
Well, because we always want to get onto the art and our special guests with the
That's
stories that they
right.
share. I'm so fascinated about these layettes.
Yes. I had the opportunity to be at the Tyler Executive Women's meeting the other night, and for the first time I had an opportunity to meet Barbara. And she and I talked a few minutes, and she brought with her this beautiful handmade quilt that is going to be used as part of the fundraiser for the Angel Layettes. And Barbara, I would like for you to talk about the upcoming luncheon, because that's one reason we jumped into this today, because we wanted to get this information out there as quickly as we could with the luncheon coming up on Tuesday, and it is your fundraiser.
Yes, the Angel Layettes is having their first public fundraiser. It's a luncheon at the Rose Garden Center on Tuesday, May the 10th. It is from 11:30 to 1 p.m., and we have a wonderful quilt wall hanging that is part of the fundraising effort. The Angel Layettes is a really unique organization. I got to know about it because I went to church with a lady who started it initially, and also my sister has ended up on the board because she's been part of the bereavement ministry at Trinity Mother Francis for many years, and that's certainly a passion for her, and she's here with us today.
Yes.
But it's a phenomenal nonprofit that meets a need for stillborn babies and babies who the parents lose shortly after birth. These ladies from the Tyler area volunteer their time to make these tiny little layettes that you can't buy anywhere because these babies are so tiny. You just can't get clothes to fit them for the burial process. And so it's something that these ladies do lovingly by hand. There's a lot of cost to producing these, and that's what we're raising the money for, to help fund the layettes that are being made to go to these families for the babies, and then a memorial layette, a memory layette for the parents, and a wonderful heart that goes with that. And
Yes.
Bonnie certainly can talk more about the details on that, but it's the first time they've had a big fundraiser, and we're excited that so many people are responding. You can still get tickets. Their website is angellayettes.org, or there's a phone number that maybe we can repeat later, but it's 903-539-9007. Excuse me, it's 903-939. I'm so used to that 5 number. 903-939-9007. It's just one of those, this is just one of those organizations that when you give to it and you know the needs that are out there and the ministry that's being met and how these families are being touched when they're just at a point of so much pain in their life.
The
that
deepest sadness you can imagine.
I can't imagine.
No.
It's just
And it's not
horrific.
a sadness I hope any of us ever have.
No.
have
Devastation,
to deal
I
with.
think.
It is, absolutely.
And so to have these women who are giving of their time to make these little layettes for such a special moment and to make such a difference in these families' life of knowing there are people who really care and are thinking about them and
Yes.
praying for them when they're going through this. It's just such a tremendous ministry and such a gift from the heart for
It
all
is.
these women.
And I can feel
Yes.
that. My heart's kind of tearing up right now because it is so compassionate.
It is.
Bonnie, talk about your getting involved in this and having been a registered nurse. Where did it happen for you? When did it start for you?
Well, I've been a labor and delivery nurse for 38 years, almost 39, and I went into the specialty of labor and delivery right out of school. So in the course of doing that, the majority of labor and delivery work is joyful and wonderful, and we send beautiful babies home with families. But the hidden part of labor and delivery that no one thinks about are the families that do not go home with a baby. So we do take care of women weekly who experience an unexpected miscarriage, a baby that's stillborn, for all kinds of reasons. And in our NICUs across America, we have babies being born so tiny, or babies born with congenital problems, anomalies, that they die shortly after birth. So that is the part of birth centers and NICUs all across this country that most people don't think about unless they've had that experience or have known someone who has.
Yes. Let us take a break real quick. Chris is going to be giving me the axe if I don't stop. And Chris, go ahead with your commercials and we'll be right back.
News, weather, and the biggest names in talk radio. Set a new button for 97.5 FM, KTBB.
As a family-owned business, the Bergfeld Insurance Agency values treasured heirlooms. The agency has been passed down through generations, so they understand the importance of ensuring family history. Trust the Bergfeld Agency to insure your collectible art and precious jewels. Homeowner policies may not cover your collection, so call today for a free quote. They're an independent agency offering customized policies from multiple carriers for home, auto, RV, and business. BergfeldAgency.com.
Over the last even couple of years, we have amazing advancements in just medications alone.
Dr. Rachel Devaney of Cardiovascular Associates of East Texas.
Of course, the technology, just in the last few years, we're now fixing valves of hearts without opening the chest.
At Cardiovascular Associates, technology is important, but care of the individual is paramount.
When I see that kind of eureka moment from the patients where they're like, oh, this is what I need to do. And I feel like I've gotten through to them about the potential improvement that they can have by working with me on it. I think that's really satisfying for me.
The very latest technology, world-class physicians, a focus on patients as individuals. Cardiovascular Associates of East Texas, a network of cardiovascular expertise all over East Texas, anchored by a state-of-the-art facility in Tyler. Online at caet.net. Cardiovascular Associates of East Texas.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. Looks like we'll be about 10 minutes late to our destination. So in order to compensate you for your time, the flight attendant will be handing out cash to every passenger. Have a nice day.
Wouldn't it be great if you got paid every time somebody made you wait? At Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, we understand that your time is valuable, so we guarantee we'll be on time, to the minute, or you get paid. Want more? How about straightforward pricing, where we'll present the cost of your plumbing repairs up front with no hidden surprises or added fees. Our employees are background checked and drug-free. Our repairs are guaranteed. We clean up your home like we were never there. So relax, there's no risk. We guarantee a great experience for you every time. Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber. If there's any delay, it's you we pay.
To schedule your appointment, call 903-526-1776. That's 903-526-1776.
Late payment calculated at $5 per minute and capped at $300.
Summer is around the corner, and that means Apex Summer Enrollment is now open. We've updated all our training systems for kindergarten through second grade, third through fifth grade, middle school, and for high school and college athletes, we have systems for every individual sport. Training includes, but is not limited to, speed development, strength development, mindset, nutrition, flexibility, mobility, stability, 3D power, and sport-appropriate training. We know you have crazy schedules in the summer. With vacation and other commitments, we want to work with you on that. Call our athlete service representatives, and they can find out what days, times, and commitments and systems are best for you. In addition, we know that many of you work out at your school. We want to work with the schools and not against the schools. We have 1 day to 5 day a week training systems for that very reason. When you call, our athlete service representatives will speak to you about your commitments and find what is best for you. Call 903-939-APEC or go to the web at apecgo.com.
We're right there on your clock radio first thing in the morning and in your dashboard as you dash around all day. We're KTBB. Download our app and listen on your smartphone or iPad. Thanks to Tyler Ford, it's free for iPhone and Android. Just search KTBB in the App Store. KTBB is your only local news radio, and we're working for you even when you're not near a radio. Your only local news radio. 97.5 FM, KTBB, and KTBB.com.
The Doctor of Democracy is in. Rush Limbaugh, weekday mornings at 11 on your only local news radio, 97.5 KTBB FM.
Hi, Art Connection is back this morning, and with us is my co-host Cindy Trimble. Good morning again, Cindy.
Good morning. I'm loving that music from Starsteed.
I know,
Kinda grooving on it still.
Starsteed. Alex did a great job. Barbara, thank you for being with us. We have former Mayor Barbara Bass sitting across from us with headphones on and smiling big, and her sister BonnieTincture, who is a registered nurse at Mother Francis. And Donna Sledge, for those of you who just joined us, Donna is here. We are talking this morning about the benefit that is coming up for Angel Layettes. And Barbara, give us a little bit more history about Angel Layettes. How did you get involved? Was it through Bonnie?
I really got involved in Angel Layettes through my sister Bonnie. She's been a labor and delivery nurse at Mother Francis, as you mentioned, for many years, over 30 years. And in fact, she and I graduated the same weekend from college with her first nursing degree and my CPA, my accounting degree. And so we've both been in our respective professions for years. But Angel Layettes was something that I knew the lady who started it, Sharon Sykes, and she had a heart and passion for it. It's something that Bonnie was associated with in the bereavement work that she does with Mother Francis, being part of that team. And just hearing the compassion and the love of everyone who donates their time to make these little Angel Layettes was something that spoke to me, and I just had such a close connection that when Bonnie asked me to be part of this fundraising and help co-chair the first luncheon, I was happy to do that.
Sure. And I want to talk to you, Donna, for a moment, and if you would, let's pass over the microphone to Donna. Donna mentioned to us that she spent several years in counseling. She has a degree in counseling. And Donna, talk about your going into the hospitals as a counselor and helping these parents, because this speaks very much to the very thing that Bonnie and Barbara have been talking about, that grief, that deep level of grief, and anything that anyone can do to help relieve that in any way. So to speak to your experience.
Okay. I actually went into the NICUs, and my focus was on working with the nurses, the nursing staff that had to work on a daily basis with ill children, families who have these children who are very sick when they're born. They're very early, and just all of the
on the edge.
On the edge, and all of the personal feelings and emotions then that these nurses encounter working, with these babies and with the parents and, the doctors, the whole situation. And so I would go over and spend time in the NICU and then present myself to the nurses and have conversations, and then actually set up individual sessions with some of the nurses who felt that they could benefit
just from talking. Barbara, as we talk about this luncheon next week, it's going to be Tuesday, and this is very fitting that we're doing this today with Mother's Day being tomorrow. Those of us who are grandmothers with healthy and have never experienced this or have experienced this, those mothers who are out there who have families, are those who have experienced this. We are the ones that need to come there and support this, because this is something that has a great need.
Yes, this is something that's affected, if not our immediate families, friends, relatives, people that we know who have gone through the sorrow of not going home with their baby.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful ministry to be able to have ladies volunteer to make these Angel Layettes for these little preemie babies that are so tiny they'll fit in the palm of your hand. You cannot go down to the local store and buy an appropriate garment for them to be buried in, and this is just such a giving ministry for ladies that are coming in to volunteer to sew these tiny, beautiful, handmade layettes for such a special need.
And we drew this into the program because of the quilt itself. And the quilt, I think it looks like it's about a 60 by 60. Is that how large it is?
Actually, it's 37 by 37,
37 by
yeah.
37. I saw it laying out, and I said to Barbara when I saw it, I said, Barbara, this is absolutely a work of art. And that started us talking about mentioning this on the radio today. And would you please, Bonnie, go into the lady and talk about the lady who does the quilt work? She is actually, they made the quilt in California, is that correct?
Yes.
Then they sent it to the lady in Australia who is an artist, and she is a bead and
embroidery and bead
artist.
Yes.
Artist, and she does it. So would you
Yes.
talk about that, Bonnie?
Well, Helen Erickson is world-renowned for her bead and artwork and embellishment, just stunning detail, hours and weeks and months of detail into this quilt, and it just comes alive. You know, we have beautiful pictures, but the butterfly wings are free and give the appearance of flying. The pansies are ombre special fabric that just looks like they're alive. This truly is an international piece of art that Peacemakers made available to Angel Layettes at a very special price so that it would support our fundraising efforts.
That's wonderful. Well, I will tell you, I hope people will certainly think about going on Tuesday and laying aside a few hours to attend and hear more about this and make your donation, because your luncheon ticket, which is $50, also goes toward the fundraiser. Isn't that what you had
Yes,
said,
the luncheon
Barbara?
ticket, a significant part of the luncheon ticket, approximately $20 of it, is over and beyond the cost of the meal and setting up the fundraiser.
Okay.
And it will go directly into the fundraising efforts.
Sure.
Well, no, and I just want to speak to the tininess of these little babies. My little niece was born 2.5 months premature, and I can remember walking in the NICU units and seeing the pictures, the photography of little babies who are wearing like the daddy's wedding band as the bracelet, just to put in people's minds how small these little children are. So I'm truly touched by this the compassion and the mission that you ladies are bringing to our awareness today. Thank you.
Well, thank you for letting us be here, and
You're
we're
welcome.
excited about this first luncheon. This quilt is a beautiful work of art. It would be a wonderful wall hanging. If you want more information, you can go to the website, angellayettes.org, or you can call the phone number, 903-939-9007. It's going to be a phenomenal success, and we're going to continue to allow these ladies to make these layettes and to provide their ministry.
And you're asking that people call in by noon on Monday.
By noon on Monday.
Because y'all really need a count. of
Yes,
how
our
many are
caterer has
coming.
to have a count to be able to feed you, and we'd love for you to be there and be part of the success and contribute to this wonderful ministry.
And it's the first one.
It is the first one, and we
Oh,
know it's going to be a
wonderful.
resounding
Yeah.
success.
It's from 11:30 to 1 at the Rose Garden Center
Yes, ma'am.
on Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am.
All
And
right.
I know you're going to be there. I'm
I
excited
am.
about that. And
I am.
bring your sister, and we'll just have a
I'm gonna
great time.
come. I'm gonna
This
be
sounds
there.
wonderful.
All right. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for you being here. And God bless you for the work you do, because you touch lives.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank y'all for being
And it's
on.
wonderful, and I'm glad you're in Burkeville Center. It's one of
Well,
my favorite places.
I know. Isn't
They've
it a
contributed to our
destination?
community for years and years. I
Yes,
just
it
love
has.
Burkeville Center.
Yes, it has. Speak to that, Cindy, because we were talking about they built in 1949, so they have been there a while.
Well, and Brad himself talked about the fact that his forefathers really had the vision of building the community around Burkeville Center before the opening of Burkeville Center. So it's been a historic part of Texas and second oldest historic shopping center in the state. So
Yes, it
we're very
is.
happy to have that here in
Yes,
Tyler,
we are.
Texas.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you,
thank
ladies.
you. We
Thank
appreciate
y'all
it.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Looking for one of our advertisers? Search the advertiser directory at ktbb.com. ktbb.com. Hosted by Group M7.
Hello, this is Stephen Sluter from the Rose Spa in the Cascades. The month of April is known in the cancer community as Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. Since I am a testicular cancer survivor and the subject hits close to home, we are doing a fundraiser to give to charity. During the month of April, all the proceeds from any hair treatment will be donated to the Lance Armstrong Live Strong Foundation. Join us in giving back to the cancer community by booking your hair treatment now.
Sometimes opportunities come which have the potential for changing your life. Will you recognize it? I'm pastor and businessman David Mitchell. Come join me and my team for a 2-day training session where you will learn how to cut out the middleman and manage your own finances. Learn powerful short-term trading strategies for generating cash flow as well as longer-term strategies for more safety. All of these have been passed down for generations in my family. I look forward to sharing these powerful skill sets with you. Perhaps this is the opportunity you shouldn't pass up. New venture on Wall Street. Build your legacy.
Coming to the Hilton Garden Inn, Longview, May 20th and 21st, only $99.95 for your entire household, plus a free ticket for a friend and a full money-back guarantee. To register, call 877-907-TRADE, that's 877-907-8723, or go to nvows.com, that's nvows.com.
With respect to college, there are two components. One is the credential, the other is education. Both are good and necessary, but if I had to choose just one, I'd go for the latter every time. Hi, this is Paul Gleiser for the University of Texas at Tyler. In some circles, the name of the institution on the diploma has some currency, but the value of that currency diminishes with time. Soon enough in life, your body of work in the real world comes to define you much more than where you went to school. That's where education matters. A well-rounded fund of knowledge never loses value, which is why your son or daughter should consider the University of Texas at Tyler. With over 80-degree programs in a setting that emphasizes close student-faculty interaction, UT Tyler is a tremendous education value. Your student will leave the university with a fine credential and an education that will last a lifetime. Think about smaller classes, lower tuition, and outstanding academics. Then schedule a tour at uttyler.edu. uttyler.edu. The University of Texas at Tyler. Weeknights tend to devolve into a predictable routine. Hi, this is Paul Gleiser. Home from work, dinner of some sort, time with the TV or Netflix or whatever form of entertainment, all well and good. That's what we do in my house. But every so often, a break from the weeknight routine is healthy. That's where dinner at Keepersall Estates comes in. Everybody goes to Keepersall on Friday and Saturday night, but Tuesday through Thursday, it's not so crowded. It's just a bit quieter, the pace just a bit slower. But the food's every bit as good, the wine list every bit as complete, and the service every bit as attentive. Actual conversation can ensue. Actual recharging of the spiritual batteries can take place. Maintenance of the connection between you and your spouse or you and your friends can occur. Think of a weeknight dinner at Keepersall as great tasting therapy, because that's exactly what it is. Go south on Broadway to FM 344, left under the bridge, 1.5 miles to the Keepersall entrance gate on your left, and then follow the signs. Learn more and get reservations at keepersall.com.
Buckle up for The Cure at the Longview Cattle Barons Ball on Saturday, May 21st at the Summit. Headlining entertainer is Longview's own Neil McCoy. Plus great music from the Cody Wayne Band and Deaf Cat DJ. You can help the American Cancer Society eliminate cancer and have a great night with all your friends at the Longview Cattle Barons Ball, Saturday, May 21st at the Summit. Get your tickets today by calling 903-597-1383 or visit longviewcattlebarons.org.
Sean Hannity, weekdays at 2. Set a new button for 97.5 FM, KTBB.
Well, we are Art Connection, ACET, and any of you who would like to call in, we have a number that you can call in. It's 903-593-5822 if you want to speak to any of us about anything. And Donna Sledge is going to be talking in a few minutes about her encaustic art, and so any of you who want to know more about that, if you want to call in and talk to her, you're sure welcome to.
I'm anxious to learn all about her art process.
I know.
Welcome, Donna.
Cindy, you and I have been
Thank
like on
you.
steroids this morning.
We have, and I only had 2 cups of coffee, ready for a third.
Boy, I am too.
I haven't had my tea yet.
Well, Donna, thank you for being here this morning, and Donna is one of the artists that will be showing at Valarosa Designs and Gallery, Suite 108 in the Burkeville Center. And it starts today. We open at 10. The reception is actually from 2 to 5 today. And you're always welcome to come and see us. We'd love to have you drop in, meet the artists. There's going to be about 5 or 6 of the artists there, plus many more of the people who are actually in the Art League from Hideaway will be coming in and out. We're going to be having 3 art talks. Donna, you're going to do one, and Forrest Harrisburg is going to do one, and Judy Dumas is going to do one, and so at different times we'll be doing the art talks, and they'll talk about 15 minutes about their art, and they'll be around there so you can talk with them and answer questions. We'll have refreshments.
Well, what a perfect day to come out to Bergfeld Center, come and see the antiques there at Silver Lining and Royal Passage and all the fun things we have to offer there at Bergfeld Center. And I'll be at Larry Lott Interiors, so you can come by and say hi. And I'm just next door to the Valorosa Designs there with Nita. So we have fun every day.
Come
So-
to the art show opening. And I want to mention that the Art League of Hideaway artists will be there, and our president, Mary Ashcraft, wouldn't let any of us, the rest of us, bring refreshments. She's doing
it all.
So I
Oh,
wanted
we
to,
thank-
I wanted
yes.
to thank her for that,
Thank
because
you.
she is very wonderful at at providing refreshments.
I said something to her, Donna, and about it, and she said, "That's my job."
And y'all have a lot of seemingly hidden talent there at Hideaway
I'm
Lake, but
telling
it's
you
an honor to bring it out.
There
and
are
to see.
there's a lot of people in that.
Nita's trying to get it out there.
Yes, I am. Yes, and the show is going to be up for 2 weeks. So if you can't come today, come by, and we are open 10 to 5 every day during the week and 10 to 4 on Saturdays. So we'll be there, and we're there through the 28th of May. We will have your show up.
I think it. Oh, okay.
And the studio looks fantastic. Y'all been moving some artwork around and more art in. So
Yes. Oh, I think it's the 21st.
21st.
Isn't it? I'm sorry.
I didn't want
I'm
to
moving
correct you on
No,
the air.
I saw the look
but-
in your face, and I knew I'd made a mistake. It is the 21st.
Right. 2
and,
weeks.
And we may keep some. We may keep some of it longer. So Donna, talk about you and talk about your art.
Wow, that's an open-ended discussion right there. Well,
you
I
are a counselor by education.
by education
And by trade.
And by trade, I worked as a counseling psychologist for 30-something years. But I've always had an interest in art ever since I was very young, and have always found ways to create whatever the medium. When I retired, let's see now, it's been about six or 7 years ago, and I had the opportunity to paint full time. And that has been just so joyful. And I moved to Hideaway a couple of years ago, and I selected the house that I purchased because in the backyard was a separate building that looked like a little dollhouse, but it's, plenty big for a studio. So I've turned that into a studio. So for the first time, I don't have to do my art in a bedroom of my home. And that's been
Sure,
just
that's a bonus.
amazing,
That's a
because I can
bonus.
leave everything out and walk out the door, turn out the light, and, go back home. But
it's your place to go lose yourself.
It is, and that's exactly what I do. And I know just about every artist I know talks about getting into that process, and once you get going, you are lost. The time flies. You're just in that other space.
Yes,
and
in the
it's
zone.
it's a energizing and yet relaxing and calming space to be. It is for me.
One of the goals I have for the show is to get an art therapist on the show and talk about that. And I have a couple of people in mind that I'm going to bring on, and we're going to talk about how art is used as a therapy. And they're using it in many nursing homes.
You're seeing adult coloring books now, too.
Absolutely. Oh, isn't that interesting?
I want a
thought
whole
that
bunch
was
of them.
funny. So,
Well, and like when I was a therapist, I worked primarily with young children and their families, and I incorporated a lot of art therapy, in that. But I really like to get in the studio and work, and I call myself, let's see, a mixed media, modern abstract acrylic painter.
Wow.
So
you say that 3 times fast.
Yeah. So I started out in watercolor because I just was so attracted to that medium, and I approached a woman who I purchased one of her watercolors at an art fair in Oklahoma City, and I approached her and asked her if she gave lessons. She said, "Well, I never have, and would you consider?" And so I've done that periodically in my art career. Worked individually with artists that I really appreciated their art and felt like they had a lot, that they could offer me and teach me. But I gradually drifted away from watercolor and switched over to acrylic. It's still a water media, and I love the immediacy of both watercolor and acrylic. I'm not a person who could paint in oil and have to wait and wait and wait, for
to approach it again.
To approach it again. And the mixed media came in many years ago. Simply my love of found objects. I have a love of paper. I have a paper collection, art papers and handmade papers and Japanese rice papers. So I started incorporating those into my work in the form of collage.
I love collage work.
Mixed media
I do
collage.
too.
And yeah, that's a lot of fun. And then another artist that I studied with by the name of Jim Bray, is very well known. He taught us how to pick up found objects. I mean, we used rusted metal, rusted bottle caps, wire, just gunky looking junk stuff.
But that's an artist to
But
see the
it
beauty
was-
in that.
It was so
make
much
beauty out of
fun.
it.
I grew up with my dad. Let me tell you, I know.
Yes.
So I would find myself after his workshops walking around in parking lots with, the eyes to the ground trying to find smashed bottle caps and interesting ephemera of all kind.
I was recently on my land with my friend Jimmy Biondo, who's listening today too, and I was like, "This is an artifact."
Yes.
He's like, "Looks like trash. It's an artifact.
It's
If you
an
see more,
artifact.
save them." Thank you, Jimmy.
You need to start picking stuff up and put it in a sack for Donna.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I usually give it to my mother. She's always so grateful.
Oh,
Get it to a mixed media artist. They will greatly appreciate
I'll take you up
it.
on that. Let's see what we can do.
So you were from Oklahoma.
I grew up in Oklahoma, in Oklahoma City, graduated high school there. I attended Oklahoma State University for 2 years, and then I moved to the LA area, and I finished my undergraduate education there at California State at Long Beach. And I was in the LA area a number of years, and then it seems like I always would go back home, so I was in Oklahoma City again, and then went to University of Central Oklahoma and got my master's degree in the counseling psychology. So Oklahoma feels like home. I moved to this area just barely 2.5 years ago, and I followed family. My niece has lived here about 6 years now, and then my sister wanted to be close to her and her 2 grandchildren, so she's like, let's move to Hideaway so we can, all the family can be together. So it sounded like a great idea to me.
Is your niece into the arts as well?
She's very creative, very creative in her decorating and
there we go.
Things like that.
The artistic eye runs in the family. We always have that common
does.
theme.
We
Yes.
talk about that.
I'm
Yes.
curious about this encaustic wax painting. Can you please talk about this? I'm really intrigued.
It's very interesting.
Can we take a break real quick
oh,
because we are up against it, and when we come back, that's exactly what
Perfect.
I
Oh,
would
I'm so
like her to
excited.
talk
Sorry to
about.
jump the gun. Art Connection of East Texas. Thank you all.
Take us with you on your smartphone or iPad. Search KTBB in the App Store. Sponsored by Tyler Ford.
You've waited months to bring it home? A beautiful painting that still takes your breath away, and you have just the right place in mind to hang it. All that's missing is a custom frame, that final detail that ties it all together. Trust your artwork to Gold Leaf Gallery. With an eye for detail and a heart for artists, Gold Leaf Gallery offers custom framing and personalized service. Gold Leaf Gallery in the French Quarter in Tyler. Framing by artists for artists. GoldLeafGallery.com.
Hi, Bill Coates. I wear two hats here at KTBB at ESPN Radio. One of those hats is talk show host. The other is salesperson. It's while wearing that second hat that I want to talk to you about your printing. As much as the internet has changed how we sell, it's nevertheless true that how we look and function in print has a material impact on how well we succeed. That's why the management here counts on Hudson Printing and Graphics for our sales collateral material. Hudson Printing is indispensable. We know that in a competitive environment, the impression that we create in print can make the critical difference. Hudson Printing helps us win that battle for a good first impression. Their graphic design staff, together with the latest digital color printing technology, creates sales material that looks great and delivers our story, all at a price that makes sense in a cost-conscious business environment. To be your best, you need to look your best. Hudson Printing and Graphics can help. You'll find them online at hudsonprint.com. Hudson Printing and Graphics.
It's time. The time when players become legends. When moments last forever. The Stanley Cup Playoffs on NBC, NBCSN, CNBC, and USA. Don't miss a moment.
If you've ever hired a contractor to do construction, build out, or remodel work at your business, chances are the job wound up going over budget and taking too long. Hi, Paul Gleiser here. You know, we kind of just know that's going to happen. I know I did. Right up until Caliber Associates came in and did a complete makeover of our offices and studios here at KTBB. It was miraculous. Caliber Associates arrived when they said they'd arrived. They were finished when they said they'd be finished, actually a couple of days early. And I was never asked for an additional dime. That was 2 years ago. Recently, we updated our entrance with a beautiful glass front. Job quoted, job done. Amazing. If you own or run a business and need construction or remodel work done, you owe it to yourself, your shareholders, and your employees to let Caliber Associates bid the job. Call me, and I'll be glad to show you the work they did for us. Caliber Associates. You'll find them online at CALIBERGC.com. Caliber Associates. Online at CaliberGC.com.
It starts as a trickle, but then the seal in the pipe gives way, and you've got a mess on your hands. So when the water rushes in, keep the damage out by calling ServPro of Tyler at 903-561-0168. That's where you'll find the specialist with the training to help you make sure your property's dry the first time. So when water damage strikes your home and business, strike back by calling the cleanup specialist the insurance industry has trusted for more than 40 years. That's ServPro of Tyler at 903-561-0168, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened. At ServPro of Tyler, no job is too big and no question is too small. So when fire or water damage strikes your home or business, call on ServPro of Tyler at 903-561-0168. That's where you'll find a team of specialists that's faster to any size disaster. So when the things that matter most are on the line, make sure ServPro of Tyler is too by calling 903-561-0168. That's ServPro of Tyler, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
News, talk, weather. Set a new button for 97.5 FM, KTBB.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Art Connection of East Texas. I'm Cindy Trimble here with Nita Fran Ward and Donna Sledge. Now, Donna and I were just chatting. This wonderful artist, during her time in California, she was a hippie child. Looking at her today, I'm kind of like, wow, this conservative little lady back in the day in Los Angeles. You're speaking my language. So we've been having fun kind of chatting it
I cannot
up.
imagine that. We need to have that conversation off
we
the
do.
air.
We do. I'm in disguise now, I feel.
Okay. I blew your cover. Sorry. But tell us more. We were talking right before commercial break about this encaustic wax painting process. I'm intrigued.
A lot of people are. It's a process that not a lot of people know about. In the art world, I think, it's known. But encaustic, it's spelled ENCAUSTIC, and it's a word that's used to describe the actual painting process.
Okay.
And you paint, and caustic is simply melted beeswax
There we go.
and Damar resin mixed together. The Damar is added to the beeswax so that it is more sturdy after.
What's Damar?
Damar resin. It's
Okay.
from a tropical tree. It's the resin from a tropical tree, I think in India.
Okay. See?
And it's in a crystallized form. So
Interesting.
the process for making it is melting. You melt the Damar resin and you melt the beeswax together. And then once that has melted together and mixed together, that's what's called the encaustic medium. And then you take medium and place it in smaller containers and add your pigment. So you
Interesting.
add the color. And then you paint with it with a bristle brush onto a sturdy support. So most encaustic artists paint on wooden panels.
Okay.
So that the
texture?
wax, the wax could crack. Obviously you can't paint on a canvas, for
Mhm.
instance.
Or paper.
Or well, you can.
can on
I
paper?
see artists who
Hard
do
paper?
that, but then it has to be
Has to be
applied to a
yes,
very
I
sturdy
see that.
substrate. So, but I first found out about encaustics about probably 5 years ago, and I was in Oklahoma City, and an artist friend of mine was getting into that and had taken a workshop, and I asked her if I could come over to her studio and would she show me. And I fell in love. I just fell in love. It's so much fun to paint with the wax, and it's so, the whole process is experimental. I've been doing it about a year now, and I have gained some measure of control of the melted wax. But it is a very experimental process of painting because it just has a life of its own, as you can imagine, melted wax.
Do you keep it at a certain temperature, and how do you manage that?
I have mine on a griddle.
A griddle.
Just a normal pancake griddle.
Okay.
And the
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You put it in metal cups?
I put it in used cat food cans because I have a lot of those around my house.
Makes sense.
Right,
Recycling.
Right. And so the tins of encaustic wax are kept at a constant temperature between 150 and 200 degrees. So you keep it in its melted form. Interesting. And you apply it just like you would regular paint in terms of coming up with your design, your composition. I am an abstract painter, so all of mine are very colorful. I like a lot of color when I use the encaustic wax. You manipulate the wax once you've placed it on the wooden panel by using a heat gun. So once the wax is on the wooden panel, it immediately cools. And so then you use the heat gun to, you don't have to totally remelt it, but you soften it. And then you can add other colors to that. And it's very much a building up of layers.
Now, some of the art that you have at the gallery right
So
now
I
in the
have
show,
several-
you
I have
some.
several pieces.
And when you feel of them, it feels like you're touching wax, and it looks very satiny, really, really satiny.
That's one of the things I love about the encaustic is once it has completely cured, you can buff it with a very soft cloth, and it has a natural sheen, and it will retain that sheen. And there's a luminosity luminosity
Yes,
and
there
depth
is.
to it.
Yes, there
I
is.
love it.
Well,
See how
we are
much the
going
bees
to
give
have
us?
to prepare to get off the radio. It seems like it's almost that time. Be sure and come out to the Hideaway Art Show. The reception is from 2 to 5. It will be up for the next 2 weeks. We'll be open from 10 to 5 today and every day of the week, and then we're open 10 to 4 on Saturdays. And we're very happy to have you at ACET this morning. Thank
News, weather, anytime, anywhere at ktbb.com. ktbb.com. Hosted by Group M7.